Good day, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic, feeling groovy, realizing, of course, that the government really don't love you, and also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It's August the 28th of 2025, 12:02 p.m. Mr. Buzz coming to you from the communist shithole known as Ontario, Canada. If you enjoyed this video at all, thumbs up is all I ask. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's information in the description how you do so. And I also offer guitar lessons via Google Meet. So I got a strange and likely unbelievable one for a lot of people. That's okay. I'm going to talk about it anyway. There is an ancient, considered a Chinese art, performance art, called Bian Lian, or face changing. Okay, this is, if you've seen these guys in really colorful costumes, and they're always carrying a fan, and they flash the fan in front of their face, and in a millisecond, they have a different mask on. It's mind-bending to watch. This is a technique and a skill that has been very well guarded. Okay, they protect. I mean, all magicians want to protect their tricks, how they do them, right? They don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But this goes farther. I mean, they really protect this in a big way. Most people believe it's just real sleight of hand stuff going on. No. This is a real form of demon magic. This is demonic assistance helping these people do this. I've left something in the description. If you've never seen it before, check that out. That'll show you what I mean. It's not even physically possible to change their masks. I mean, it's literally a millisecond. It's not a couple seconds, or it's a teensy-weensy piece of 1 second that they do this in. You'll see explanations online. They're trying to explain it away now. It's done with threads, and no, it isn't. Demonic. Completely demonic. Now, one time, and this is going to be really unbelievable to you, I promise you'll hear me tell this story and you'll go, okay, the guy's cheese has slipped off his cracker for sure. But I swear to you, this is true. There's no benefit in me coming on here and lying to you, making stories up. I can't imagine why I would bother with that. I don't. So I was heavily into Facebook years ago. And that's why I talk about it in my videos a lot, how it's nothing but a haven for witches. That's what Facebook is. So I poked around on there and discovered that the actual fallen angels described in the Bible, the ones who rebelled with Lucifer and were cast out of heaven and have now made their kingdom inside this earth, every one of them has a Facebook account. I mean, for real. They've incarnated in human flesh. And at least some of them are on the earth. Maybe it's not every one of them, but definitely a chunk of them, for absolute sure, have actual Facebook pages and interact within human flesh that they're in. They've incarnated. And I'm not going to tell you how to find them, because as soon as you go poking around in their pages, they're going to know, and you're going to end up meeting them, which is what happened to me. The pictures that I saw on these pages, otherworldly pictures, taken with some kind of camera I've never seen before at all. The pictures had another otherworldly quality to them, and they were literally pictures of these monsters eating other people and stuff, and blood coming. I mean, the worst demonic stuff you've ever seen. The pictures were extremely disturbing, very disturbing. So I poked around a little too much, and the next thing, I attracted some of them. And I mean in physical form, I attracted some of them. So I got so spooked. They were here on my property trying to terrify me. And they did. They succeeded. Okay, because I knew these weren't humans. These were definitely not humans. So I ended up packing some things and hauling ass out of here. Took my guitar and a bag of clothes, and off I went. And I was literally terrified to stay in this house. But that was dumb because I was safer in here than I was out there. But that's what I did was I went to this park down by the lake. And I thought I'll just chill here for the night and see what happens. And it was a big field so I could watch all directions around me. And I felt a little safer that way. So I'm sitting there and just chilling. It's about 2, 3 in the morning. And there's a little beach there. And all of a sudden, I saw these 3 girls pull up in a car, get out of the car, and it looked like they were going swimming. They were quite a distance away from me at first. So then they suddenly turned and walked straight towards me. These are 3 girls, mid-20s to 30. As I got closer, I could see all 3 of them drop dead gorgeous, completely beautiful. And they were smiling and they were waving and they were coming to see me. I'm like, I'm a dude sitting in a park, 2 in the morning. 3 incredibly beautiful girls are going to come and something ain't right here. Nope, something sure wasn't. They got close enough that I could see their faces really well. And all 3 of them, it was exactly like the mask changer I'm describing that's in the description. Check out the way his face changes. All 3 of these girls, their faces did that. Bang, just like that. And they went from being absolutely beautiful to being horrific monsters. All 3. They weren't that far away from me by the time that happened. I grabbed my bag and my guitar, and you never saw a boy run so fast in all your life. I ran until I fell on my face eventually. I ran to another park that had a wooded area and went in there and I ran faster than the cars were driving down the street. I was passing cars going with a bag and a guitar. I was ready to just drop that to get extra speed, but I didn't want to lose my guitar, so I did hang on. You talk about scared. And all 3 of them cackled like witches at me as I ran. They were literally what people have referred to as shapeshifters. And the mask changer that I left in the description, you watch that. That's exactly what it looked like. Their faces just like that. They didn't even put anything in front of them. They just changed. And all 3 of them changed at the same time. So, were they fallen angels? I don't know. On Facebook, I found a mixture of the ones who are literally the fallen angels and also vampires and you name it. They're on there. Creatures of all kinds. They all have Facebook pages, folks. They honestly do. Not expecting you to believe what I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you how to go and look because this will happen to you if I do. Do not go poking around looking for the fallen angels or vampires on Facebook. You just might find them, and they'll know you're poking around on their pages, and you will have an encounter with them. So I do not recommend that whatsoever. But that mask changing, if you ever have an opportunity to go and see it, do not, because it's a demonic show, and who even knows what the results of sitting there for an hour or whatever and watching that would do, I don't know. It isn't threads and strings and extra masks underneath and all that. No, it's not even possible to be that. It's demonic. It's demonic. And I got a real first-hand look at what's actually going on there. There's a band called the Smashing Pumpkins. Billy Corgan, he's turned crazy demon-like in the last few years. He actually has an effigy they carry around at his shows, and they worship this statue of him and stuff. It's really terrible what he's doing. But in the beginning of all that, I think he went on Howard Stern, and he talked about exactly what I'm talking about. Seeing somebody's face do exactly that. And he went public about that years ago. I'm sure it was Howard Stern, actually, he was on. I know what he's talking about. They're, I guess, shapeshifters. That's what they are. Certain tribes in Africa are terrified of shapeshifters. And in place in Mexico, too, terrified of these things. They see them quite often. And they are literally 100% terrified. I know why. And when they disguise themselves, they'll usually disguise themselves as very attractive people. Even the men on there were the same. There'd be a picture of their human form and then a picture of their actual form. Telling you. From extremely gorgeous to some sort of abomination monstrosity thing. Like, just like that. Faster than you can snap your fingers. They turn to that. Now, were they there to actually do any damage to me? Those three, I don't know. They sure scared me. It's not a lot will scare me. That did. Absolutely. And I'm sure it would scare you too. So, like I say, I'm not going to tell you how to find them. Do not go looking. Stay away from it. But Facebook is full of real creatures from the demonic realm who have the ability to incarnate in human form and are here on this earth with us right now. One in particular, his name is Yoel Roth. He used to be the head of the safety division of Twitter. Well, Yoel Roth is actually the one they used to describe as Yoel Debaoth or Yeldabaoth or something. I forget exactly the way you pronounce it. The demiurge that the Gnostics spoke of. The demented god. The sick, twisted. He's into the transgenderism thing, like Baphomet. Yeldabaoth, I think is how you say his name. He's incarnated as a gentleman named, well, not a gentleman, as a human named Yoel Roth. Promise you it's true. And it's interesting. You read about Yeldabaoth, and then you read about Yoel Roth. They're identical. It is absolutely identical, and the name is so close. It's Yeldabaoth, Yoel Roth. There's a few letters different, but crazy. These are evil creatures from the demonic realm. I also found a YouTube channel with one of these creatures a long while ago, and I actually posted videos like linking to it and stuff, but the channel's been gone for a while. But I proved that to people. It was people who had eyes to see and ears to hear who watched that video I made and went, that is a creature from the pits of hell. And it certainly was. And anybody who didn't have eyes to see and ears to hear, they'd be like, oh, that's just a mentally ill person. Certainly wasn't a mentally ill person. It was a creature from the pits of hell who had incarnated in human flesh, had a double row of teeth and everything. Really wild creature. It was a female. Oh, it was the creepiest thing. Some people couldn't even watch it. It would disturb them so bad they couldn't handle it. So, like I say, I'm not expecting you to believe anything I say. You can dismiss it all as Mr. Buzz's delusions. You can call it whatever you want. But I promise you, I'm not on here making anything up. Everything I just told you happened exactly as I told you it happened. And the closest thing I can compare it to is the Mask Changers. Actually, it's identical to the Mask Changers. And I'll leave it there. If you enjoyed that video, please give me a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, stay away from the fallen ones on Facebook. And remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.